Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. And obeisances to Guru. Om Agyana Timirandasya Yananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. And to Gauranga Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvijay Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All right, so dear devotees, so our Russian Kazi Rasananda Prabhu is giving obeisances from Ukraine, Dandavats, dear all devotees, and to somebody else too. So we've come to the Tomsk temple with lots of devotees today, so I hope you're ready for us.
Махарадж передает свой дандаваты всем преданным, и сегодня мы пришли в Томск очень большим составом преданных.
We're going to leave our shoes outside, and because it's a hot day, I think in Tomsk, we don't have any coats and hats to leave. We leave our shoes outside, so let's come inside and let's give our obeisances to the deities there. And I know Ekadashi, she's always very alert to give us some darshan of the deities.
Мы оставляем нашу обувь на улице и сейчас выразим свое почтение божествам в Томске. И Экадаши сейчас.
Yeah, so in Ekadashi's window, if you're on a computer or if it's highlighted, Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhavika Madana Gopal Ju Ki Jai. And Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhan, we just saw, Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai. And Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai. Two Girirajas, is it?
Там два Гирираджа.
It is Giriraj from Khabarovsk.
Oh, from Khabarovsk, yes. So two Girirajas. Okay, and Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sri Radha Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Some beautiful flowers. And Jai Srila Gurudev Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. And Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Vaga Ki Jai. And Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Brinda Ki Jai. Shrimati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Look, in the middle of Siberia, Tulsi is so healthy. And Jai to all the assembled devotees, as Srila Gurudev would say in his special English. All the assembled devotees, Ki Jai. Ananda Lila, all the assembled devotees.
Все собравшиеся преданные, слава всем собравшимся преданным.
All right, so anyhow, dear devotees, we've come to you. We're in the Tomsk temple. We're squashed in. Lots of devotees are sitting there with you. And I'm all alone sitting here very peacefully. But they're calling me into the temple room, and we give an opportunity for you to hear something from them, to share something from London. I'm in East London, the East London temple, or the East London chapter of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, and you can see the temple room there with Devashish Prabhu as the head.
Махарадж сидит уединенно в комнате в лондонском храме, а на другом экране это храмовая комната, где собрались преданные, и сейчас есть возможность преданным из Лондона, Восточного Лондона, поделиться чем-то с преданными из Томска.
Dear Maharaj, Mадхусудан Maharaj, Devashish Prabhu, please excuse me, but also many devotees come here, and Avadut Maharaj, Mahavir Maharaj, all they come to say something because we all know what's the day today, and please excuse us, we have a little surprise for you, and all devotees come together to celebrate this great day, please.
I don't understand.
Avadut Maharaj have a little time, maybe he should start.
He can say a few words for you, please.
Okay, as you wish. Then Devashish Prabhu, you don't have to have your camera on, etc. We are together in Tomsk, and I'm staying right here in my room for the moment, in Gurudev's room for the moment. This is Gurudev's room, actual room where he stayed in East London Temple. Yes, Ekadashi Didi, I am not responsible for Devashish Prabhu's actions.
Okay, Avadut Maharaj was.
Yes,
Can you
go
hear-
ahead,
can-
do everything you
Can
want.
everybody hear me?
Oh, yes, hear and see, Maharaj. Dandavat Pranam Jai Srila Bhakti Bimal Avadut Maharaj Ki Jai.
Well, I was fortunate to come back from India, where we had an installation of the deity of Shri Govinda Ji, by the grace of Srila Gurudev. It happened before Balaram Purnima. It took a couple of days with the Brahmanas to perform all the yagyas and ceremonies, prana pratishta, and to bring all the devotees and satisfy. And I wrote, the Lord is coming to Ukraine for the satisfaction of pure devotees, and we're the servitors. So the position of a servitor in material world, it's not very exalted. You pretty much want to be a boss. But position of servitor in spiritual world has highest ecstatic position even than Krishna himself. Krishna himself cannot feel Krishna prema, but when Krishna become Mahaprabhu, a devotee form, then he can experience that amazing feeling what Radharani feels. So Krishna himself is Vishoya Abhiman, but Baladev appears as a Seva Abhiman. So Vishoya Abhiman is Krishna himself, but everybody else have servitor mode. That really means even the Guru, who is Baladev himself, Radharani, they are considered to be supreme topmost servitors of the Lord. Although they're accepting, service on behalf of the Lord, but their position is to transfer that energy into the Lord himself. And that's how we understand in Gaudiya ontology our own position, dasa dasa na dasach. So one unique quality of Srila Mадхусудан Maharaj is to act in this particular behavior and mood. He's, as Gurudev say, simple-hearted devotee, means not trying to go deep into examining others, which sometimes can lead to mistake, no doubt, but definitely lead out of Vaishnava apparat. Because sometimes we can't have enough data to analyze what's going on in the world, what's going on around us. But one thing Mадхусудан Maharaj is strictly follow, not to commit any Vaishnava apparat, number one. Number two is try to show the devotee, especially the newcomers in our mission, what is the attitude and service of Vaishnava. So Govinda Maharaj sometimes would act as a guru, Abhiman. Sometimes he would be a Zarednik. Sometimes Govinda Maharaj sometimes Govinda Maharaj would be, showing, look, I'm guru, I know what I'm talking about. You maybe heard this or you heard that, but I'm guru. I heard this from Guru Maharaj. Sometimes you have to be certain in your statement. Otherwise, you let neophytes or some alternative motive to use situation and their advantage. So sometimes you have to proclaim, yes, I know what I'm talking about. Yes, I know what the truth is. And yes, you better listen than give your own vision of situation. But that is only not out of ego, rather out of the guru pratishta, the ego that I'm representing my guru. My guru have reveal this, and I will give my life to stand for this truth that my guru has revealed. There might be other gurus, there might be, some other angles of vision and some other great Vaishnava acharyas, but I will try to stand where my guru is at and assist my guru in every possible way I can. So that is unique quality of Madhusudana Maharaj. And therefore, after Gurudev's departure to spiritual world, we understand in our community he has a very special position. Although he may not able to travel, but daily he's trying to nourishing people in Israel, Siberia, other places. And his supreme mood is not to, as I said, not to enter any devotees' miscommunications or quarrels, is to stand and preach what he believes right, which is a perfect position for Vaishnava, because it says in Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj, when Vaishnavas are quarreling, we should not take parts. If we start taking parts of Vaishnava quarreling or politics, then most like it will lead us to, unauspicious position. So auspicious position is to serve the Vaishnavas, to know what the truth is, and in spite of all, go on. I just came back from India, and we have beautiful temples, we have beautiful situation. Mangala Maharaj was there, other devotees were there. But what we need is we need devotees like, Kamal Prabhu, who become now Padmanabha Maharaj, to preach and to do service, not to possess the key, from the rooms or position of temple, president, because we know we're not qualified. But if we'll take position of a service, then Krishna will easily provide everything, just like he provides Srila Prabhupada, or he provides Gurudev. And so, and later, speaking with other leaders of our society, I heard an idea that, we're only concerned about philosophy of Srila Sridhar Maharaj. I said, yes, that is the highest. That's where we have to finally come to. But looking at all these new young people who join our mission, they need to learn ABC. You can't become a Socrates, master in the beginning. It will take time and your appreciation will grow. So then my answer to this situation was, we're the mission of Govinda Maharaj. I did not join Govinda Maharaj because I knew highest philosophy. I was found on the street like a street dog and brought by his loving heart. So as everybody can say that Srila Govinda Maharaj with his love and affection came and bestowed his love and affection. And many times he knew that this devotee is not qualified. Maybe they're not doing something perfect. Maybe whatever they're chanting is not that. But Srila Gurudev had unique quality. He knew if they just stick long enough to the service, if they just stay long enough in association of devotees, eventually the progress is unavoidable. Srila Guru Maharaj said, you sit in the right train, and the right train will carry you to the right destination. So, but in this right train, somebody has to, give the water, give the meal, give the nourishment. And that is Madhusudana Maharaj's very highest position. He's a conductor of the train. Maybe Gurudev is a train leader and Guru Maharaj is, he's leading that train to lotus feet of Guru Maharaj. But Madhusudana Maharaj entering different wagons of Siberia, England, Italy, and saying, are you guys okay? Do you have enough patience? Do you have enough water, which is Harikatha? Do you have enough spiritual food? Are you peaceful enough to continue that journey? Otherwise, if you're mistaken that this is a very short journey, you might get off the train before it reaches some place and you have to wait the next train, which might be very, unauspicious place. So I know I cannot take much time because there are great devotees such as Devashish Prabhu and probably other senior Vaishnavas of our mission. Unfortunately, today we have a huge festival of India in Moscow, which we started with Srila Govinda Maharaj 20 years ago, and now this festival, 100,000 people. It's been taken over by the Indian society, but of course they know we started that festival. So they give us a prime location, the Vedic Planetarium Dome, stages, and there's always 100,000 people, and our devotees, all our devotees for 3 days preach like mad. And new guys preach amazingly. So I have to be there, and because I missed opening a certain ceremony and speech, but I thought if I be involved there, then I cannot glorify Mадхусудан Maharaj. They don't need me to this, I don't need position in this festival. I know what the truth is. Govinda Maharaj came, and actually they tried to forbid this festival, but by the power of Krishna, they could not forbid this festival, and 10,000 people came to see Govinda Maharaj. And since then, now 100,000 people coming. So we will represent Srila Govinda Maharaj's lotus feet there, and Guru Maharaj's, and whatever we develop. And people were amazed. So there's some devotees that do music, some devotees that do yoga, some devotees that do this, that do that. Of course, somebody will say, certain our farmer friends will say it's not bona fide. But they never been in our mission, because Govinda Maharaj loved it. He loved when we get together. We love when we preach to people. He loved when people dance together. They may not know everything, but they feel the vibe, they feel the mood. So what is important is Srila Mадхусудан Maharaj's vibe and mood that we all feel. And that mood of Mадхусудан Maharaj, what make us believe in him as one of the sincere, humble, and straightforward follower of our Guru Varga. And obviously, it is will of Krishna that he become one of the spiritual masters in our community. Spiritual master does not mean you're some kind of important guy. Spiritual master means you are dynamic servitor, and you might not be able to do, certain things, but that is not what designates spiritual master. Like, I had fortune to be able to, work in tech and art, and that's my previous life skills. But we all know, finally, every day we have to talk to Krishna, inspire devotees about Krishna Mahaprabhu. And that's what really calculates the matter, because if we don't do that, then our dignity and identity of spiritual mission will be lost forever, and we just remain a superficial, organization, which our capital, our spiritual capital is the teachings of Guru Maharaj, guarded by heart of Srila Gurudev. Remember, it's a two-component medicine. It's a Guru Maharaj highest substance and Govinda Maharaj most generous heart. Because without that most generous heart, to access to this substance would not be possible. So I'm finishing here, and of course I will speak something later today and glorify Mадхусудан Maharaj. I really want him to hear that, because that is very important. He will say, well, that's not my mood to hear my own glory, but that's not about glory. When we're speaking about truth, that's about truth. He may say, everything comes by Krishna grace, by grace of my Guru. That's truth. No one denied that. Without Krishna grace and Guru's blessings, nothing can be done. You can't even move your finger. You're controlled by the planets and karma and things. So I think Devashish Prabhu, who is a very humble Vaishnava due to his nature of being a humble person, but also knew some philosophy because he's got some amazing association and ability to relish something that come from Guru Maharaj and Gurudev and expand this to others, which I believe he also a great future preacher. I mean, not future, he is a preacher, but in the future, there'll be more people needed. As we see world rapidly changing, that's called spiritual awakening. After all the nonsense that's going to take place, we knew after World War II, there was spiritual awakening time. So we might be living in a very amazing time where certain things we can see ourselves, like predictions that Mahaprabhu teachings will be accepted by many, many people. And we can feel this in Russia. Many people are fleeing Russia, but many people coming to our festival with high enthusiasm to hearing Harikatha, because they're tired of news, media, and bullshit. So that is what I want to say. Unfortunately, I have to unplug. I will plug in just as a silent listener when I will be driving. Katya and Didi waiting for me with the car. I have to drive to the festival, but I'll be listening to you. And thank you for letting me express my heart, because in many ways, I was not able to preach in English. I always promote other people to preach in English. But recently I decided, well, why not to preach in English? I'm always in America. I'm native English speaker. Maybe my English is not perfect, but something by Gurudev's grace, his English was not perfect. We can share. So thank you so much for an opportunity of sharing. And Jai Srila Madhusoodan Maharaj Ki Jai. The name is beautiful. The divine form is beautiful. That's called Sri Guru and his grace. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Shri Bhakti Bimal Avadut Maharaj Ki Jai. And Maharaj, I'm of course indebted and humbled by your words, but the necessity to continue on is the main theme there. But I have to say, we've actually come to join the Tomsk program. And I think perhaps the Tomsk devotees or somebody has invited others to join the program too today. And I was going to tell you about the gatherings that have been taking place in London here and about the infectious nature of sadhu-sanga in person. And so that was going to be my theme for today. And I was going to invite our devotees in the temple to give some description about what took place yesterday in our temple in West London, where it was the 8th anniversary of the arrival of Mahaprabhu in the temple. Anandalila, a little Ruski we need.
Махарадж пригласит сейчас преданных из лондонского храма рассказать о том, что было вчера в храме, когда была 8-я годовщина прибытия божеств.
So I don't know in the temple, in our temple room, I hear strange sounds coming from downstairs. But I was hoping that Devashish Prabhu and Vishaka Devidasi, and we do have not only those two, we have other exalted devotees here with us. Ooh. But I'm a little afraid to go down with the computer because I see they're struggling with this sound. Hare Krishna. And to all the devotees who joined after our initial invocation, to all the devotees who've joined, my humble obeisances to you all. And I actually don't see anything on the calendar for today, but it is a good day to chant the glories of the gatherings of devotees. So Devashish Prabhu, presumably you've got your microphone set up and you can say something, but we're in Tomsk, so please give a little time for Ananda Leela to translate. And essentially we're sitting in nice, I was going to say nice cold weather, but it may not be cold in August in Tomsk. It may be warm like London too, but we're in Tomsk just now. Ananda Leela, please take over.
Махарадж выражает почтение всем вновь подключившимся, и сейчас Девашиш берет слово.
And the theme is yesterday's gathering of devotees, everybody coming together. Many didn't see each other for many years. And so it was a family get together with Harinam Sankirtan, Harikatar and Prasad, a very wonderful day. Devashish will tell you more.
И тема сегодняшнего дня собрание преданных. Многие из них не виделись очень много лет. И сейчас вот они в лондонском храме собрались. И Девашиш скажет пару слов о праздновании.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you for letting us join your program today. I hope we're not interrupting any other plans you may have had for Maharaj's glorification. And of course, we are also wanting to give glorification to Maharaj, because to glorify the Vaishnavas is all important to us. When our very dear Bhakti Premik Siddhanti Maharaj passed away from the world, and they held a very beautiful festival in the USA, and all the devotees spoke. They sent these recordings to Srila Gurudev, and Srila Gurudev heard the glorification of Siddhanti Maharaj in these recordings, and he remarked, yes, this is all very beautiful, very nice, but why they had to wait until he died to say these things? Why they couldn't say that when he was alive? So, of course, we know that Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusoodan Maharaj is very humble Vaishnava. He never likes to hear his glorification, because that's actually means that he is a real Vaishnava. Vaishnava doesn't like to hear his own glorification, but we have some responsibility and duty to give some glorification to the Vaishnava. And as Avadut Maharaj says, Madhusoodan Maharaj is a very honorable and respected Vaishnava in our society, very much beloved by all of the devotees, and especially by Srila Govinda Maharaj and by Srila Guru Maharaj.
Hey, Vashishva, we need some Ruski.
Oh yes, sorry.
And some description of yesterday's festival.
Yes, Maharaj, I'll get to that. So yes, what I've said a little
Ruski,
bit, Ananda Leela did.
Девашиш Прабhu счастлив прославить Мадхусудана Махараджа, и потому что Мадхусудан Махарадж очень уважаемый садху в нашей миссии и любим всеми преданными. И Девашиш привел пример того, как когда ушел Сиддханти Махарадж, ему в честь этого, не в честь этого, Гурудеву прислали запись как прославление его. И тогда Гурудев был удивлен и спросил, а почему прекрасные вещи записаны, но почему этого нельзя было сказать при жизни, а типа только после смерти. Вот. Да.
So yes, yesterday we held our 8th anniversary festival of the installation of Sri Gauranga Sundar at our West London temple. And many of those devotees are here, of course, and right in the middle there you can see Saraswati Didi. She's the manager there, and the whole team are here more or less, you know, the very dedicated devotees that serve there all of the time. And very beautiful gathering of Vaishnavas at that time. Yesterday, Vishaka Didi came, Bhakti Sarup Tridandi Maharaj, he came, and Bhakti Ranjan Madhusoodan Maharaj, he came. They all spoke very nicely. We had beautiful kirtan, extremely beautiful prasadam. We cannot, if we were to start to describe the prasadam, we would be here until the evening time to describe how many beautiful preparations and what a wonderful day it was. Actually, we were so happy to be there, and so many devotees. The temple room was thronging, and a very joyful and serviceful experience. All the devotees very dedicated and giving so much attention. Oh yes, excuse me, I keep forgetting. Sorry, man.
It's okay. Махарадж попросил Девашиша Прабху рассказать немного о вчерашнем праздновании юбилея годовщины 8-го установления божеств в лондонском храме. И очень много преданных съехалось туда, и Махарадж был приглашен. И был прекрасный киртан, много севы и очень классный прасад. И Девашиш Прабху говорит, что если начать рассказывать о прасаде, то можно до самого вечера говорить, ну, о вчерашнем прасаде.
But actually we need all of our festivals in a sense are an excuse for the devotees to come together and practice our religion of Nama Sankirtan. So coming together, hearing Harikatha, chanting the glories of the name, in the congregation with the Vaishnavas, honoring Mahaprasadam. These are all the gifts of our gurus, and this is our religious life. Actually, is this very wonderful kind of religion, just chanting, dancing, hearing the most wonderful katha, associating with the most beautiful people in the world, and honoring Krishna Prasadam. It is kind of like a dream that we can have this kind of life and make progress in our own spiritual lives, make advancement in spirituality by doing all of these things. And this is very much exemplified in the shloka, which was composed by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Mata Laharijana Vishaya Range Pujala Raga Patagora Babange, and which is immortalized over the front entrance of our Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math with a little modification by Srila Govinda Maharaj. But essentially the meaning is that by doing all of the things that everybody does, you know, like eating and hearing things and singing and dancing and all of these things, which is considered to be vishaya, or like sense enjoyment. But we utilize all of those things in the glorification of the Lord. And in this way, we worship the path of divine love.
Devashi Prabhu, please, we need a little gap for Russian.
Sorry,
actually, short sections, and then more will be able to be transmitted, Prabhu. Okay.
Девашиш Прабhu говорит, что фестивали и всевозможные празднования – это подарок нам от наших учителей, потому что это великолепная возможность собираться преданным, вместе служить, воспевать имена, почитать прасад и практиковать таким образом и прогрессировать. И что это наша религия, наша практика вообще великолепна. То есть мы делаем вещи, которые делают как будто бы обычные люди, но во славу Господа. И это увековечено в шлоке Сарасвати Такура, который дал Говинда Махарадж, но немного ее модифицировал, что вот почитание прасада и совместное воспевание, как собирание вместе вайшнавов – это наша практика.
Yeah, so in essence, this is the most wonderful type of religion. I like to think it is religion for people who aren't very interested in religion.
Это великолепный вид, тип религии. Религия для людей, которые не заинтересованы в религии.
We are not so interested in rituals and all that kind of stiff, rigid type of worship of the Lord, but rather something which is full of beauty and affection and a wonderful brotherhood of like-minded souls.
Мы заинтересованы не столько в ритуалах, сколько в чем-то очень таком теплом и как братском, то, что объединяет сердца.
And this is really open to everyone, whether you're interested in high philosophy, the highest philosophy, or you're just interested in the wonderful food that you'll get when you come to the temple.
И это объединяет очень разных людей. Кем бы вы ни были, интересовались ли высочайшей философией или просто любите почитать прасад, просто любите вкусную еду.
All the different aspects of this, they are all Mahaprabhu's different limbs of attraction to bring us in his loving search for the lost servants.
I'm sorry, Devashish Prabhu. We missed The
There
last
was some
section.
interruption. Please, may you repeat the last?
What happened?
The last about the lost servant. We had some interruption.
Oh, okay. You couldn't hear what I said. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm saying that all of these things, whether it's feasting, whether it's dancing, whether it's chanting, whether it's discussing philosophy, these are all instruments of the Lord, part of the Lord's loving search for his lost servants.
И все эти виды деятельности, танцы, почитание прасада, пение, воспевание имен, это все инструменты Господа для поиска своих заблудших слуг.
So Devashish Prabhu,
Yes, Maharaj.
we have the Tomsk devotees, and they also would like to share something from there to you and to the gathering online, as you can see, and they have quite a big gathering in the temple physically, as well as all us packed in there.
Yes, Maharaj. I'd just like to finish up by saying, that the most important thing of all Vaishnava festivals is the association of the Vaishnavas. And we are very fortunate that we get this opportunity to have the association of Srila Bhakti-Ranjan Madhusoodan Maharaj with us physically here and always with us here. And I want to remind everyone that Srila Gurudev said that he will be the leader of the Vaishnavas in the West and no one may cross him. That we should always remember. So on his appearance day, Srila Bhakti-Ranjan Madhusoodan Maharaj ki jai.
И самая большая цель фестивалей – это то, что все вайшнавы могут собраться вместе. Это коммуникация с вайшнавами. И мы очень счастливы, Девашиш Прабху и преданные в Лондоне счастливы, что Махарадж присутствует лично сейчас в храме. И вообще он всегда присутствует с нами в наших сердцах. И Гурудев говорил, что
Мадхусудан Махарадж будет всегда возглавлять преданных на Западе. Это очень важная вещь. Говорит, Девашиш Прабху сказал, хочу всем помнить, что Мадхусудан Махарадж возглавляет всех западных.
Yes, dear Tomsk Temple, we are with you. This is your program, and let us hear some news from Siberia.
Махарадж
In
просит новостей.
Мы очень благодарны и рады, что все преданные вайшнавы присоединились к нашему маленькому зуму, но на нашем маленьком зуме присутствует очень большой человек. И когда ушел Гурудев, мы были в растерянности, но присутствие Мадхусудана Махараджа в этом мире, оно наполняет нашу жизнь смыслом и способностью и возможностью продолжать наше служение, потому что связь с такими вайшнавами дает нам связь с высшим миром. И каждое воскресенье вечером по Москве в 3:15, 15:15, у нас в Сибири вечер уже, мы встречаемся с Мадхусуданом Махараджем, и эта маленькая встреча дает нам жизненную энергию на всю неделю, и мы снова ждем эту встречу. И что я им могу еще сказать, что очень здорово, что вы присоединились, и будет очень классно, если вы будете снова присоединяться, потому что действительно Шрила Гурудев в своем замечании отметил, да, что если у вас будут какие-то духовные вопросы, духовные проблемы, обращайтесь к моему дорогому другу Махананди Прабху, тогда его звали, теперь мы знаем его как Мадхусудан Махарадж, и мы очень счастливы видеть вас всех, и благодарим Господа Бога и свою судьбу, что мы имеем возможность видеть сейчас Мадхусудана Махараджа. И наши слова, конечно, ничего не значат. И хорошо, что он ничего и не понимает, и, наверное, никто ему ничего не переводит. Но я думаю, что все вы очень чувствуете тоже, ну, что-то особенное. Как Шрила Гурудев присутствует в нем, его смирение, его желание не причинять беспокойства никому, просто олицетворено в нем в полной мере. И очень здорово, что вы все присоединились. Спасибо всем.
Jai.
Actually, I have to translate this, Maharaj.
It may not be
can you hear me?
necessary to translate everything. We can get a summary from you
But
later.
it is for benefit of all of us. Subhadidi said that when Gurudev departed from this world, we all been lost, and somehow much inspiration came through your personality, Maharaj, and this is a very special thing. It's not light thing. It is a substantial thing, and also everyone is overwhelmed by your personality, how you behave, even from external way, that your ability to, like, your desire not to disturb others, your humility, tolerance, through all of us. We all some naughty in many ways, and but you still tolerating us and trying to always help, to always assist, and thus giving us the opportunity to proceed, to continue our service, our at least attempts to serve. And in that way, you are the innumerable source of inspiration for all the mission, not only for Russians or any other like separate people. You unite and hold the mission by your preaching, your Zooms, and also devotees from Tomsk saying that every Sunday this time they having Zoom with Srila Mадхусудан Махарадж, and everyone always welcome to join this time to these weekly Zooms, and we're always happy to gather all together and under the guidance of Srila Bhakti-Ranjan Mадхусудан Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Well, it's meant to be Tomsk and me. Now we have a few witnesses today, or a few extra entries. But really, this seems to be festival season, and so, as Devashish said, when there's an excuse for extra devotees to come together, or for devotees to come together, then that's a good day. So you've made up an excuse, and we're happy to see many devotees here.
И хотя предполагалось, что сегодня мы будем с томичами наедине, но так уж вышло, что преданные тут присоединялись, понаехали. И как Девашиш Прабху сказал, мы понимаем, это фестивальное время. Фестивальное время – это как раз повод для преданных собраться вместе, петь, танцевать, принимать прасад, то есть повод отпраздновать, да, повод отметить. И поэтому понятно, что сегодня какой-то случился повод, что преданные собрались и так отмечают. Ну, так сложилось.
And really, my theme for today was going to be that of our direct association that we've received here in London, which is the first time I've been here for 3 years. And it's like all the devotees are gathering together, and we're seeing mostly for at least 3 years we didn't see the devotees. And how do devotees interact and appreciate each other when they come together? with Harinam Sankirtan, with the association of each other. And so my theme today was going to be that of stressing the necessity of coming together as much as possible. Yes, on Zoom, and when we can, to come for these many festivals that take place around the world, around Russia also.
И на самом деле у меня сегодня был совсем другой спич. У меня была задумана тема поговорить о том, как важно собираться вместе и вместе проводить время в служении, в воспевании, встречах, беседах о Господе, его преданных, почитании просады. Это все. Я был очень вдохновлен просто тем, что сейчас произошло в Лондоне. Я уже 3 года не виделся с преданными, они друг с другом, многие не виделись. И фестивальное время их собрало вместе. И это было так потрясающе видеть, как преданные почитают друг друга, как они вместе проводят время в киртане, в обсуждениях. Это так вдохновляет, что моя идея была сегодня сказать: ребята, давайте собираться как можно чаще. По разным поводам, придумать разные поводы для этого.
And in Tomsk, I think I've met directly most of the devotees, but some not directly, like physically in person. But we feel like we know each other, and evidence of this is here in East London. We have Vijay Krishna Prabhu, we have his wife Leelamoy Devirasi and a young child. I've only ever known them through Zoom. But meeting them is just, we've known each other forever. It's like evidence that we're very much personal in the Zoom programs.
И я также вижу очень много лиц. Возможно, все я вас не знаю по именам, но я вас знаю лично, потому что мы с вами видимся. С многими из вас каждую неделю, с кем-то чуть реже, но все равно видимся по воскресеньям. И точно так же сейчас в Лондоне я встретился с Виджай Кришной Прабху, его женой Лила Мо и сыном их, Наяном ребенком. И было удивительно, что я их знаю, хотя ни разу их не встречал, потому что мы встречаемся в Zoom. И хотя это, казалось бы, бездушная технология, но эти встречи, они вполне реальны. То есть мы общаемся с вами, как будто сидим рядом друг с другом. Это очень личностное общение.
But when we do get the chance to come together, please do take that chance.
Но при всем при этом, если у нас есть возможность прийти и встретиться лично друг с другом, то нельзя упускать такую возможность.
Because something very special we cannot do over Zoom, and that is to distribute prasadam and accept prasadam.
Потому что 2 вайшнавских качества общения мы не можем реализовать пока что через Zoom. Это раздавать прасад и принимать прасад.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Tomsk Bhakti Vrinda, how can we serve you?
Друзья из Томска, прежде всего, как я могу вам служить? Есть ли у вас какие-то вопросы?
Я всегда так смущаюсь, когда Мадхусудан Махарадж спрашивает об этом, потому что мы хотим служить ему, но он спрашивает, как я могу служить вам, и я вообще всегда не знаю, что делать в этом случае, поскольку это какая-то нелепость, и я думаю, что какие Притха, у тебя есть соображения по этому поводу?
Maharaj, when you saying these words, like instead of saying what are your questions, you're saying how I can serve you. You're embarrassing us. You're making us shy, and we are here to serve you, Maharaj. How we can even imagine? It's awkward thing that you will serve us. No, please don't embarrass us.
We are all family together, support with each other. This is the whole principle of our devotional journey. The family is continuing together.
Это принцип наш вайшнавский принцип нашей вайшнавской семьи. Мы мы семья, мы совершаем это путешествие вместе. Неважно, кто на каком уровне, но мы все плывем одним курсом.
Would you like me to do something good for you?
Хотите, чтобы я сделал кое-что для вас хорошее?
No?
Кивайте.
Yes. Okay. Vishaka Devi Dasi, please come somewhere near the camera and microphone, please. If you hear from
Тогда
Vishaka some Harikatha, this will be substantial Harikatha and will be for the benefit of yourselves and for us all who are present here.
И тогда прошу к микрофону Вишаку Диди сказать несколько слов, потому что та харикатха, которую он скажет, это будет очень вещественная, очень весомая вещь, и вы сами, и все мы получим от этого блага.
And she has just returned just a few days ago from the Govinda Mela in the United States. And now she's been in festivals here and she's very well equipped with slokas and experience to share something substantial.
И Вишака Диди только что вернулась из США с фестиваля Говинда Мела, то есть она тоже сейчас фестивалит. Она всегда экипирована шлоками и потрясающими историями, впечатлениями, проповедью, поэтому то, что мы всегда слышим от нее, всегда наделено сутью, без воды.
So now you are in Tomsk, Vishaka Devi Dasi.
Итак, Вишака Диди, сейчас вы в Томске.
Well, I'm in a very difficult position here because Madhusudana Maharaj, he's been my boss since day one. So it wouldn't be good for me to disobey his request. But at the same time, I think everyone else wants to hear something else from me. So I don't want to disappoint them also.
So what are you going to do?
Is somebody translating?
Yes.
Oh, is he doing simultaneous translation?
Yes. Вишака Ди говорит, на самом деле мне очень сложно, потому что Мадхусудан Махарадж, он был моим боссом с моего самого первого дня. Я всегда находилась под его руководством, поэтому даже сейчас он мне приказывает, я не могу вас слушаться, но вам вообще интересно, то есть вам вообще надо, чтобы я вам говорила?
So maybe I'll do both. Well, first of all, we want to say how happy we are to be. Want to say how happy and honored we are to be a part of this beautiful assembly. Is that Suvada Didi there?
Yes.
Wow. Suvada Didi, wow. She's like in my top 10, heroes in the mission. she's like
there was interruption. Who is your top hero?
Oh no, this is now you're going personal, Preetu.
He's seeing if Preetu's in the number one.
No, Preetu's definitely there too. But Subhadra Didi, I always think about her, and of course I hear about her, and she's like one of the main leaders in the Russian mission and in our worldwide mission. But when she would, she has like a very high position in our mission. But when she would come to Navadvip every year, she would come, I think usually Gaur Purnima, she would always clean the samadhis for Srila Sridhar Maharaj's samadhi.
Okay, we need Russian, Vishakadi, yes.
И я на самом деле поражена Субхадра Диди, она в десятке моих героинь, которыми я восхищаюсь, потому что я много о ней слышала и видела ее раз в году фактически, когда она приезжала каждый год на Гаура Пурниму, и она всегда стремительно шла к самадхи и начинала драить самадхи Шидхара Махараджа. Такое у нее было восхитительное служение.
And when I say that, it's not an easy job, you know, it's a big area, and we would have these giant squeegees, you know, that you would use for carrying buckets of water. You know, we didn't even have like a proper hose or anything, like carrying buckets of water with these big squeegees, you know, pushing back and forth and then cleaning around the walking area.
И на самом деле это достаточно сложная задача, потому что как вода приносится? Вода же не шланга поливается, нужно носить ведрами, там, потом этими швабрами там пиликать туда-сюда. Это, ну, и они огромные, неподъемные, надо еще там стены как-то мыть. Это все очень сложно.
And as I would recall, she would even reserve that service. Like, I think even before she arrived, like she would book that, like this, I'm doing this seva, you know.
И на самом деле она мало того, что она делала это служение, она его заранее забивала. Она говорила, так, только попробуйте кто-нибудь пойти самадхи мыть. Она заранее еще до приезда сказала, я его мою, приеду и мою. Понятно всем?
So I feel so joyful to see her, and others so many great, I can't see everybody here, but of course Prithu Prabhu is so famous and so popular, you know, and our Prithu must be one of the most popular devotees in our mission. All over the world, everyone loves Prithu.
Okay, Ananda Leela Didi, you better translate that.
Yes. Авишак Диди говорит, что не может видеть всех здесь сейчас, но Притху Прабху один из самый известный, преданный в нашей миссии, и самый, он классный.
He has a very harmonizing nature, Prithu. He can, you know, he keeps friends with everyone, and he's very sweet with everyone. He can see the good in everyone and everything.
Он, Притху, у него очень гармонизирующая природа, он очень...
Today is appearance day of Mадхусудан Махарадж.
Okay, don't interrupt Prithu Prabhu.
Don't worry, we'll get there, Prithu.
Ну, в общем, он друг всем.
And Prithu Prabhu is also very solid in the conception of our gurus and very nice preacher.
И также он очень хороший проповедник и как твердыми знаниями обладает.
Okay, so now Madhusudana Maharaj will be happy because I've glorified the Vaishnavas.
Jai, I am, yes.
But now I have to make the other Vaishnavas happy by attempting to glorify Madhusudana Maharaj. And well, you know, we can all say something on a personal level, you know, but about our experience with Madhusudana Maharaj. But first we have to remember, you know, what was the appreciation of our Guru Varga, you know?
И мы все очень любим и ценим Шилу Мадхусудана Махараджа, но также очень важно отметить, сколь огромное значение, сколь огромная роль ему отведена наши Гуру Варги, какое они придавали ему значение, как они ценили его, наши учителя.
Madhusudana Maharaj, he was really an intimate, I think we can say, an intimate servitor to Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakshat, Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj, and our Guru Dev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. She was very deeply trusted by them.
И на самом деле Шрила Мадхусудан Махарадж, может быть, многие не знают, он был очень близким слугой Шрилы Гуру Махараджа, Шрила Бхакти Ракхака Штхардева Госвами Махараджа и Шрила Гурудева, Шрила Бхакти Сундара Говинда Госвами Махараджа. Очень близким, они им очень доверяли.
And he was serving in Navadvip for, I don't know, like 40 years or something like that, you know. And you know, acting as their representative, you know, Guru Dev and Srila Sridhar Maharaj trusted Madhusudana Maharaj to represent their mood and their desire in the care of the Western devotees in the Western section.
И поэтому Мадхусудан Махарадж, он был всегда особенным. Они дали ему особое служение, представлять их учение, их настроение, их заботу о преданных для западной миссии, для всех западных преданных, для всех Гуру Махарадж и Говинда Махарадж внешне распространяли себя через Мадхусудана Махараджа.
You know, and as Devashish Prabhu said, you know, Gurudev said very clearly, you know, he stated very clearly that Madhusudan Maharaj is the head of the Western section. Nobody will cross him, you know. Gurudev referred to him also as his friend.
И также, как уже упомянул Шрипад Девашиш Прабху, Шрила Гурудев об этом упомянул даже в своей воле завещания. Он об этом ранее говорил и об этом заявил письменно, что никто из западных преданных не может буквально перескочить через голову Мадхусудана Махараджа, что он возглавляет их всех, все они находятся под его покровительством, все западные преданные.
And you know, and I was living in India for many years and you know, always under the direct guidance and serving Gurudev through Madhusudan Maharaj, and so I can testify, you know, to the relationship that Madhusudan Maharaj had, and I witnessed on so many occasions how our Gurudev, like, he just felt good with Madhusudan Maharaj near him. He felt secure with him there. He knew that Madhusudan Maharaj would always represent his and implement his desire.
И тут был небольшой прерыв, поэтому я часть только услышал. Из того, что услышал, Вишакхаджи сказал, что мы всегда были свидетелями того, насколько наши учителя доверяли Мадхусудану Махараджу. Они всегда полагали, что именно Мадхусудан Махарадж представляет для западных людей, для тех, кто западных преданных, их настроение, их учение.
Because, you know, I saw, you know, on different occasions, you know, some of the devotees, you know, serving around Gurudev, of course, very wonderful devotees, but, you know, they also had something of their own idea. And sometimes Gurudev may give some instruction, but they kind of added their own flavor to that, you know. But it was, my impression was that always that Gurudev, like, if he gave an instruction to Madhusudan Maharaj, it was a fully transparent thing. Like, he knew Madhusudan Maharaj very selflessly and in a pure way would represent Gurudev's will and implement that. There wouldn't be any mixing or any Chinese whispers or anything, you know, like it was a pure direct transaction. Like Gurudev had that feeling like Madhusudan Maharaj is my man, you know, and he's going to fully represent what I want, you know, not anything else.
И так случается, что у преданных разная природа, и ввиду этого порой, слыша какие-то наставления от Гурудева, преданные немножко добавляют свои заварочки, своего вкуса, настроения и выдают уже совершенно новые идеи. Но Гурудев всегда был уверен, Гурудев и Гуру Махарадж, они всегда были уверены в Шри Мадхусудане Махараджа, что он полностью прозрачным образом представляет их учение, их настроение, и тем самым они всецело доверяли ему, что он их представитель.
And that was also the impression I received in my interactions with Madhusudan Maharaj too, that he would sometimes advise me in that way, you know. I'm fortunate he had enough confidence to be able to chastise me, you know, sometimes. And so he also gave me that impression and also instruction, you know, that he was Gurudev's man and he was very friendly with everyone and serving all the Vaishnavas, but he wasn't making his own trade in any way, you know. He was 100% Gurudev's servitor.
И также мне очень повезло, что у меня часто было личное общение с Мадхусуданом Махараджем. У нас очень близкие отношения, и столь близкие, что порой он даже делает мне какие-то замечания, но это никогда не происходит из какого-то там эго или еще чего-то. Он делает это очень с большой отеческой любовью и заботой, потому что он 100% человек Гурудева. Он дает мне то наставление, которое мне бы дал Гурудев. И он помогает мне, это осознать, вместить внутрь себя, то есть пережить какой-то момент. И в том числе всегда его наставление, это наставление, приходящее от Гурудева. Я чувствую это очень ясно.
and in a very simple, direct, straightforward way. You know, he was following Gurudev's instructions and nothing else.
И он всегда очень прямолинейен в этом ключе. Он всегда действует согласно наставлениям Гурудева, не отклоняясь ни на йоту.
And if you think about it, it's quite interesting because actually Mадхусудан Махарадж is a very qualified preacher, you know, as everybody knows.
И все вы знаете, что Шрила Мадхусудан Махарадж очень замечательный проповедник, он очень талантлив в вопросах проповеди.
And not everybody knows, but during the 1980s, for some years, Mадхусудан Maharaj was preaching in Malaysia under the instruction and guidance of Srila Sridhar Maharaj. And so like if you go to Malaysia, they all have very close feelings for Mадхусудан Maharaj because he really cultivated that community. So he has so much capacity as a preacher. And so you could, if you consider it, it's very interesting that, you know, Srila Sridhar Maharaj called him, you know, back to take this service in India. You know, they wanted him to be a part of their like family serving group in Navadvip.
И многие из вас не знают такой момент из биографии Шрилы Мадхусудана Махараджа, что какое-то время спустя, несколько лет спустя после его приезда в Навадвип, по личному распоряжению Шрилы Гуру Махараджа, он отправился проповедовать в Малайзию и совершенно покорил сердца всех преданных там. Они до сих пор объединены благодаря тому духу, который в них посел Мадхусудан Махарадж.
So like
Но через какое-то время Гуру Махарадж отозвал его обратно на Адвип, чтобы сделать его частью своей.
So like in a sense, in Navadvip, Mадхусудан Maharaj was
Ему
like
очень было важно и нужно служить.
You didn't finish yet. Oh, someone's raising their hand.
Yes. So many. First of all, but you please, Vishakadi,
Should I keep talking? Okay, I'll try to end it soon. I know there are others who want to speak. Yeah. But well, just that, you know, so in a sense, like in Navadvip, Madhusudana Maharaj, he was like acting as a humble caretaker of the family of Srila Govinda. Oh, he's right here now. Hey, you're ruining the party.
Maybe.
Do you want to?
Okay, I came here
И Шрила Мадхусудан был тем, который... А ты мне Гурудева об этом сказал.
In order to stress the point about direct association, we have our devotees here. And for all of you there in Tomsk, it is now your getting past your evening prasadam time.
Wait,
so
I just want to say one more thing.
Oh, okay. Well, we're just trying to restrict our enthusiastic Vishaka Devi.
I'm just getting into my flow. Don't interrupt the flow. I'll just say one more. I could go on a whole long thread here. I'll just finalize with one. I just wanted to share one thing, you know, one of the things about Madhusudana Maharaj that always impressed me so much was how, again, this is something that, you know, many persons didn't see, but many did as well. But like, he really lived in the most simple way in Navadvip. You know, I mean, he like lived in a storage room. You can't even say he had a room. He lived in a store, like literally, I'm not exaggerating. He like slept on a mat and surrounded by piles of, you know, documents and books, and it's dusty. There's spiders, dangerous spiders, there's wasps, you know, because Maharaj didn't want to harm any resident of the dams. There'd be a wasp's nest growing in he'd use that. Oh, sorry.
И надо сказать, что мы все в первое время жили очень аскетично в Навадвипе, когда мы приезжали в Навадвипу, но Мадхусудан Махарадж жил аскетичнее всех. Он вообще жил в каком-то, как storage room, это какая-то кладовка, в кладовке, причем там были и какие-то тарантулы, и какие-то осы-убийцы, то есть там кого у него только не было из односельчан, но он спокойно с ними жил в этой кладовке со всеми этими пыльными штуками, которые там были. И он был полностью всегда сконцентрирован на служении своим учителям.
No, he really lived in the most extreme simplicity and extremely
Так, ты выключил
tolerant
звук, я не слышу.
of the environment.
Так, ты выключил звук, я не слышу.
And just one little story. Now we have a double thing going on.
Выключи один.
But
Sorry, they somehow switched on two things.
but look, as an example,
equipment.
another example, for years he would work in an office that had no fan, like in the hot heat of India. This is years before I came. And for years he tolerated that in the hot sun and the hot summers, no fan, nothing. And then one occasion, Gurudev was walking by and he observed and he pointed to somebody and said, "Put a fan there." Then he had a fan, but otherwise he would live like that, do his service like that. This is the kind of, genuine Vaishnava that Madhusudana Maharaja is.
И я хочу вам рассказать одну историю. Он жил вот в своем офисе, многие из вас знают этот офис, и он жил очень-очень скромно. То есть он там жил и служил, то есть у него все было в одном месте. И как-то Гурудев посетил этот офис, говорит, может, вы хотя бы, ребят, может, ты себе вентилятор тут поставишь, как ты в жаре находишься? И тогда он только по просьбе Гурудева поставил вентилятор, а так он жил в этой жаре и абсолютно не унывал. То есть такая скромная личность, такой удивительный вайшнав.
And lastly, I'll just finish with this. As Abhidut Maharaj said, Madhusudana Maharaj is always in the mood of a servitor. And now he's acting as guru and, giving such valuable nourishment to so many sincere seekers around the world. He's doing that also in the mood of a servitor.
И мы видим, каким он был смиренным служителем, таким он остался по сей день. Да, сейчас, по милости наших учителей, он также стал учителем. Они вдохновили его стать учителем. Он тоже сейчас один из гуру нашей миссии, но он по-прежнему смиренный слуга. Он спрашивает, чем я могу вам служить?
Whether he's living in a dusty storage room in Navadip, or he's a worldwide Jagat Guru, his mood is the same. He is a servitor of Guru and Gauranga.
И неважно, где он при этом физически находится, где он живет, либо в той самой кладовке пыльной в Навадвипе, или же он мировой Джагадгуру, он все равно тоже смиренный вайшнав, который ищет милости Божьей.
I'll stop there. Time is limited, but of course we could go on for many hours.
На самом деле эти беседы могут длиться здесь часами, и мне бы хотелось здесь остановиться.
Jai Shri Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudana Maharaj ki jai.
Thank you very much, Vishakha Didi. We are very happy.
So, dear devotees, this didn't quite turn out to be the Tomsk program I was expecting today on Sunday.
Внезапно стал просто переводчиком. Да, вот такая вот у нас получилась воскресная программа в Томске, да, неожиданно столько понаехало.
Excuse me, Maharaj, also devotees from Thailand joined to us. They really want to say something. Please, a few minutes. Калинди Прия, вы здесь?
Там еще тайские преданные были тоже.
Ананга.
Да, Ананга.
We're on the road back to home after Harinam. Maharaj, very happy day for us. Your appearance day, and we celebrate on Harinam on Sunday market in Thailand.
We will send special video.
Yes, and we will send special video.
We
for you.
already sent through Telegram.
возвращаться к Харинаму, и
Да.
это очень счастливый день для всех преданных в Таиланде.
Сегодня мы отмечаем День Явления наших учителей. Мадхусуданом Махараджем, вот попали на...
We can hear you.
Maharaj, your mic is off.
Actually, can you say again whatever you say? No, don't say it again. We have difficulty in here to hear you, actually. And I'm afraid if I turn on the computer audio, you're going to scream. Dear devotees, we're very happy to see you there in Chiang Mai in the night. And I know it's going to be 9 o'clock. We saw you inside earlier. But my Dandavat Pranam to you. You're on the same time zone as Tomsk. So now is your time to honor Prasadam too. Anyway, thank you all for your kind thoughts. In Thailand and in all the so many places the devotees have joined. And I'm indebted to you all. Jai, look, all the flowers of Thailand.
И, дорогие преданные, я знаю, что вы там сейчас были на Харинаме, и что у вас уже вечер, 9 часов вечера. У вас столько же времени, сколько в Томске, и у вас тоже уже время вечернего просада наступает. И спасибо вам, и спасибо вообще всем, кто сегодня присоединился. Вы все в моем сердце. Я всем вам бесконечно признателен. И вот эти все цветочки я тоже вам. Вы очень прекрасны, я очень счастлив. Спасибо. Спасибо вам, друзья.
So please, you look after each other, and all of you, all over the world where you are, please, you look after each other too. This is our family, and the main thing, continue to chant Hare Krishna, associate and serve with the devotees, and be humble, tolerant, and give honor to others, and make your lives successful.
Итак, друзья, пожалуйста, когда мы с вами расстанемся, продолжайте заботиться друг о друге, поддерживайте друг друга. Всегда воспевайте Святое Имя, общайтесь друг с другом, общайтесь с преданными, будьте смиренны, терпеливы, почтительны, воспевайте Харе Кришна и будьте счастливы.
And really, it is a surprise for me to see everybody, because really, I was just expecting to come to Tomsk and then share Tomsk and East London, and instead we found ourselves a gathering of so many. I'm indebted to you all, and really it is the glory of Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, Srila Gurudev's glories and Srila Guru Maharaj's glories.
И реально это сюрприз. Я собирался говорить сегодня с Томском, тут собрались все. И я чувствую себя очень признательным вам, я чувствую себя в долгу, и я чувствую, что это все милость Шри Гуру и Шри Гурова милость проявлена таким образом, милость Гуру и Гауранги.
It is their message and their affection that is drawing the world in home comfort to get on that train that Avadut Maharaj was mentioning, that special train home to where we won't have any side journey, only a straight journey to come to the lotus feet of Srila Guru Maharaj and Gurudev in their upper world of Goloka Vrindavan.
И я очень счастлив, что эта милость проявляется таким образом, что мы все объединены в одну большую семью, которая, фактически, как упомянул ранее Шрила Авадут Махарадж, пассажиры одного поезда, который мчится на Галоку Вриндавана, к лотосным стопам наших божественных учителей.
The causeless grace of Gauranga Mahaprabhu coming through Srila Saraswati Thakur, Guru Maharaj and Gurudev to this world.
Sorry, Maharaj.
The causeless grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu coming through Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev to this world.
И беспричинная милость Шрила Сарасвати Гауранги Махапрабху через Шрила Сарасвати Такура, Шрила Шидхара Махарадж, Шила Говинду Махараджа проявилась в этом мире, распространила себя таким удивительным образом.
All right, so let us conclude this evening's program, at least online. We are here in East London, and so we are going to be remembering you there in Tomsk, in Thailand, and in so many places, and yes, in Italy, and all kind of quarters, Ukraine, everywhere. We're going to be remembering you all, and it's been a wonderful day in the Tomsk temple, seated with you all, with Shri Guru, Gauranga, Gandhavika, Madana Gopalju.
И, ребята, давайте уже закругляться. Я очень счастлив, что сегодня собралось столько много удивительных преданных. И с одной стороны, это наши замечательные томские преданные, но также мы видим здесь преданные из Таиланда, и с разных уголков России и Украины, и из других мест. Я очень счастлив, и все это происходит по милости Гуру и Гауранги, и давайте продолжать воспевать их славу и заниматься преданным служением.
Jai Saprika Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhavika, Madana Gopalju ki jai, Jai Shri Giriraj ki jai, Jai Shri Gurudev, Shri Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Jai Shri Guru Maharaj, Shri Bhakti Rakha Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Vaga ki jai, Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai, Jai Vishwareni Shri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Shri Bhakti Bimal Avadut Maharaj ki jai, Jai Shri Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki jai, all the Tomsk Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, and all the gathering there in Tomsk today, the Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo, Banta Kalpatrubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Please chant, be happy, take prasad, and be good. Govinda, Govinda,
Будьте
Govinda.
счастливы, воспевайте время, принимайте просад и будьте хорошими, будьте паиньками.
Bye.
Haribo, Haribo, Haribo.
Vishnu Priya. Yes. Here's Saraswati.
Maharaj,
Yes.
Maharaj, please excuse. Also, Mahanshor is he is here. From
Okay, so you lead the kirtan there.
Если Маканчор Прабhu там, пожалуйста, мы ждем от тебя киртан.
Makanchor Prabhu is with you, right?
Yes, yes.
Mahanshor.
Okay, Makanchor Prabhu.
also.
You
He's
have competition in London for Mridanga playing, by the way.
Но я хочу сказать, что у тебя есть, как ты помнишь, я на свете всех мили, есть соревновательный момент, есть еще один очень крутой игрок на мриданге в Лондоне.
Makanchor is our hero Russian Mridanga player.
So
Kirtan
наш
Korun.
герой, он играет на мриданге лучше всех. Это,
Хари
говорят, в
Харае
Лондоне
Нама
есть человек,
Кришна.
который может...
В Англии, да?
Да, в Англии.
Makanchor Prabhu, chant Hare
Makanchor.
Krishna and be happy.
Маканчор Прабhu, ждем киртан. Успевайте Харе Кришна, будьте счастливы.
Probably he cannot off his microphone and he didn't hear us. So we will finish maybe.
All right. No problem. Our dandavat to you and to all of the devotees. And we'll speak again soon. And maybe we'll see lots of you next Sunday, where we will have a peaceful Sunday together in the Tomsk temple. Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.
Надеюсь, что следующее воскресенье у нас будет тихо и спокойно.
Dandavas,
Мы
Dandavas.
приглашаем всех в следующее воскресенье.
Andavad.
And we inviting everyone to join next Sunday to the Tomsk Zoom.
Дандават. Всем дандават.
Спасибо всем. Кишор, ты выглядишь как